Josh here again. Well, kids, we are back with the Bible, and of course this is an atheist point of view, where I, the atheist, am reading from the New International Version of the Bible, one chapter at a time, because it's the only way that you can really understand how crazy it is. You just have to hear it out loud. What can I say? But before I go on, right. Now where I left off is Exodus 21, I believe. Yeah, 21. Verse 1. These are the laws you are to set before them. And this is the next paraphrase. Yeah, there's one verse and then a paraphrase. Hebrew servants. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he is a servant for 6 years. But in the 7th year, he shall go free without paying anything. Gee, what a condolence, huh? Hey, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've only been your slave for 6 years, and now you let me go for free. Wow, you're... Yeah, so much for a pension plan on that one, huh? If he comes alone, he is to go free alone. But if he has a wife, then he comes. She is to go with him. But if he has a wife, then he comes. Whatever. The way I told you this thing is worded funny shit. But if he has a wife, then he comes. She is to go with him. If his master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the woman of her child shall belong to her master, and only the man shall go free. Oh yeah, that seems fair. Verse 5, but if the servant declares, I love my master and my wife and children and do not want to go free, then his master must take him before the judges. Yeah, I wonder how impartial these judges are. He shall take him to the door or the doorpost and pierce his ear with an awl. Ow. An awl? I have to Google that. A-W-L, owl. Then he will be his servant for life. Oh. It's all about the slaves, don't you know? Verse 7, if a man sells his daughter as a servant, he is not to go free as men servants do. If she does not please the master who has selected her for himself, he must let her be redeemed. Like a coupon. He has no right to sell her to foreigners because he has broken faith with her. If he selects her for his son, he must grant her the right of a daughter. Don't say. Verse 10, if he marries another woman, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, and marital rights. Some really weird divorce laws. If he does not provide her with these 3 things, she is to go free without paying anything of money. Alright, next paraphrase, personal injuries. Anyone who strikes a man and kills him shall surely be put to death. We're getting to the eye for an eye shit. However, if he does not do it intentionally, but God lets it happen, he is to flee a place I will designate. But if a man schemes and kills another man deliberately, take him away from my altar and put him to death. Kill them all! Verse 15, anyone who attacks his father or his mother must be put to death. Verse 16, anyone who kidnaps another and either sells him or still has him when he is caught must be put to death. Sells him. Pawns him at the pawn shop. Verse 17, anyone who curses his father or mother must be put to death. Yeah, I'm sure that's still enforced, huh? God damn it, Mom and Dad. Verse 18, if men quarrel and no one hits the other with a stone or with his fist, and he does not die but is confined to bed, the one who struck the blow will not be held responsible if the other gets up and walks around outside with his staff. However, he must pay the injured man for the loss of his time and see if he is completely healed. Wow! You better not fuck anybody up. You're going to turn into his nurse. Verse 20, if a man beats his male or female slave with a rod and the slave dies as a direct result, he must be punished. But he is not to be punished if the slave gets up after a day or two, since the slave is his property. If men who are fighting, verse 22, if men who are fighting hit a pregnant woman and she gives birth prematurely, but there's no serious injury. Nah, premature birth, no big deal, right? Yeah, it doesn't hurt a bit. The offender must be fined whatever the woman's husband demands and the court allows, but if there's serious injury, you're to take life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, and bruise for bruise. How poetic. Verse 26. If a man hits a manservant or maidservant in the eye and then destroys it, he must let the servant go free to compensate for the eye. That's funny. And if he knocks out the tooth of the manservant or maidservant, he must let the servant go free to compensate for the tooth. If a bull gores a man or woman to death, the bull must be stoned to death. Of course. Kill the bull, it's his fault, and his meat must not be eaten. No, we will not be making hamburgers and debones. But the owner of the bull will not be held responsible. Well, that's a relief. At least the owner gets off. If, however, the bull has had the habit of goring and the owner has been warned but has not kept it penned up and it killed a man or woman, the bull must be stoned and the owner also must be put to death. Oh, wow, you better take care of your bulls, dude. Shit. You both get fucked off for that one. However, if payment is demanded of him, he may redeem his life by paying whatever is demanded. Redeem it like a coupon. Verse 31. This law also applies if the bull gores a son or daughter. If the bull gores a male or female slave, the owner must pay 30 shekels of silver. Shekels. Shekels of silver to the master of the slave, and the bull must be stoned. Verse 33. If a man uncovers a pit, or digs one, and fails to cover it, and an ox or a donkey falls into it, the owner of the pit must pay for the loss. He must pay its owner, and the dead animal will be his. What is the need for a pit to begin with? I mean, what is this, storage? Because pits are very popular back then. Everybody had at least a couple. Okay, verse 35. If a man's bull injuries the bull of If a man's bull injuries the bull of another and it dies, what the fuck? They are to sell the live one and divide both the money and the dead animal equally. What? If a man's bull injuries the bull of another and it dies, they're to sell and the live one and divide both the money and... Oh. Weird. Okay, verse 36, and the last fucked up verse in this chapter. However, if it was known that the bull had the habit of goring... okay, if the owner did not keep it penned up, the owner must pay animal for animal, and the dead animal will be his. Isn't that fabulous? Corpses for the keeping. Well, kids, once again, this is Josh, and of course this has been the Bible, and this is an atheist point of view.